I've been fortunate enough to have quite a few mentors in my life. My father really taught me how to do things, how to make things. He was someone who was born during the Depression, and he ended up being apprenticed as a cabinet maker. And how he learned to make things out of nothing. They kept around scraps. They kept around old metal cans and would make things out of them. They would, he just taught me that you can make something out of anything. In addition to just architecture that we work on, I've actually been involved in the city of Phoenix is divided up into separate villages. I've worked on two of the different village planning committees for years. I had seen a lot of things going on that I wasn't happy with. The city would spend all this money putting plans together about how they wanted to see the city develop. And then as soon as the developer came in and wanted to change that, they would just give the developer whatever they wanted. And so I got involved I was on the Encanto Village Planning Committee for about 10 years, the Camelback East Planning Committee for another 12 years. I worked on the rewrite of the Phoenix General Plan, and I've always been sort of working with citizen groups to give them some say in what happens in their neighborhoods. Simplicity and honesty. Honesty, just honesty in the way you treat people, but also honesty in the way you go about using materials or design. Simplicity, it's always, keep things simple. It just makes things a lot easier. It's a great city if it keeps going in the right direction. One of my issues with the city is that they judge accomplishments by growth. I don't necessarily ever think that growth is the way to measure something. It should be quality of life. And there's the reason I think that it will be a great city is because there'll be enough people that'll see that quality of life matters over the quantity of people. So I've been involved in the AIA for 35, 40 years. I find that the AIA it's a good way to get involved. It's a good way to find out what everybody else in the profession is doing. But two of the biggest things that are happening in the profession right now are state governments, city governments are trying to deregulate architects. And the AIA has been very active fighting that and making sure that architects stay licensed. So that's one cause. City planning issues are another cause. Water rights, water access, water availability is the other big thing. I've been very fortunate where I've had a lot of repeat clients. Some clients I've had for 35 years. I've done 15, 20 buildings for some of them. And so we have the same clients that we've been working with over and over again. So that gives you this sort of level of communication that's sort of embedded in everything you do. Many of these same projects, we work with the same contractors and the same engineers over and over again, so that we know each other's abilities, and we can trust them that they're all with the same goal in mind. So communication is the key, and the more you know your team members, the easier it is to communicate. So one of my partners, I started working for him in 1993. Before I had worked for him, there'd been a big downturn in the market, and he and his partner had bought a building, and then everything went upside down here, and they lost their building, and there was a shortage of money. Well, he and his partner went for a year and a half without any salary to make sure that everybody else was paid in the office and all their debts were paid. Previous person I worked for, just his approach to everything, how he always said that architecture was problem solving. There was nothing different about it than finding solutions and trying to figure out what the problem is and finding solutions to it. And that programming at the beginning of a project was so critical to getting a full understanding of the project. And the better understanding you had of the project, the better you were able to address the problem and find solutions. What I always say is just be curious. If you're a curious person, you'll go far. You want to know why things are why they are, or why are they that way, and why can't they be different? Those are the things that I think are the most critical skills, is always questioning.